I'm Beaulaurier, and this is episode 2 of the Beau Leadership Group podcast. Have you ever lacked the confidence to tell a client to go away, that you're at the beach and you want to enjoy your time with your family? How about a payoff where you are confident enough to tell a client that you're too busy, that you have the superpower of confidence to do what you want to do when you want to do it? That's the ultimate, being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Today we're talking about confidence as a superpower, especially if your entire organization is confident. You'll fail without confidence just like you'll fail without competence. Let that sink in. I'm here to help you transform your leadership and think about leadership in ways maybe you haven't thought about them before. And one of the ways I'd like you to think about leadership is to blow the lid off of it. LID. Leadership Investment Decisions. If you invest the next 30 days into developing superpowers in confidence, you'll be able to get a lot more done. You'll be able to have pride in what you've done, and you will be able to feel confident as you do things, which makes the rest of your team confident too. But even better, leadership isn't just about you. It's about building your team, equipping your team, allowing your team to be team members that you can delegate to, and they can confidently and competently go about their task. The person that can do something and the person that can do something confidently, we all know there's a difference, right? You can't get to where you're going without knowing where you are. And when I think of starting out on a route, on a plan to get to where you want to go and the life of adventure that we all want to live, I think about the Boy Scouts. And one of the things that they have is a compass, right? And inside every Eagle Scout compass is a little inscription by Mark Jenkins. And it says, "Adventure is a path. Real adventure, self-determined, self-motivated, often risky, forces you to have first-hand encounters with the world." Let's make sure your leadership journey has direction, because speed without direction, that's chaos. In physics, velocity is defined as speed plus direction. So in a lot of ways, when we're talking about speed in business, we really want velocity because we want to be going the right direction. And that's what confidence gives to your leadership, direction. I'm going to shift to the Kübler-Ross model and leadership. The Kübler-Ross grief model is not really applied to leadership generally, but denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance you may have heard of as the stages of grief. People often experience those stages in different orders than what was originally presented in the Kübler-Ross model. So the Ross model didn't get the respect that maybe it deserved because people experience different parts of grief in different ways, just like you experience leadership phases differently. And it can be different with different teams. How you feel at your leadership at home, at church, at work, when you're out in the public is very different. But I believe the Kübler-Ross model applies to every leader trying to grow, because often we're in denial. I don't need confidence. I just need to get better at my job. Or anger. Why do others get noticed when I'm doing all the hard work? Or bargaining. If I just take one more course, maybe they'll see I'm good enough. Or depression. Maybe I'm just not leadership material. Acceptance. Confidence is something I can build, and when I do, I will rise. That's where we want to be. Thought question. Which stage are you in? Where are your team members? Acceptance leads to action. That's where confidence begins. When I talk about teamwork and teams, I usually talk about DISC and personalities, especially if it's my first time with a team, and why diversity wins. Great organizations don't hire clones. They hire complementarity. DISC is a personality framework used by Chick-fil-A, In-N-Out Burger, NVIDIA, and Amazon is one of the places that I've used it. It can help smooth out communications and boost team performance. The DISC personality framework is even something that my wife did when she was a Nike executive, and they used it to help determine which jobs you should apply for and not apply for, so that they can maximize teamwork and getting things done profitably. When you look at your teammates, A D person might be your typical A-type personality. They exhibit dominance, direct, results-driven type person. An I personality is a people person. They're focused on people and being expressive. S, steadiness, loyal, and calm. This group is about 70% of the world. C, conscientious, analytical, precise, detail-driven. One quote from a Harvard Business School report says, cognitive diversity, not just cultural diversity, drives innovation and outperformance in teams. In other words, if everyone thinks the same, you miss the magic. Let's think about some examples. Oprah Winfrey is an IS, emotionally influential, grounded in support. If you were to summarize Oprah in just one sentence, one could say, confidence born from pain and purpose that inspires transformation in others. Elon Musk is a hot topic lately. I think of him as a DI, but a lot of people say DC because he's an engineer. And he's a visionary disruptor, obsessed with precision. A single phrase to describe Elon could be confidence rooted in execution and an unreasonable vision. Let's look at Benjamin Franklin. Some people say he's a CI. I think he's a DI, but he was an inventive diplomat. A single phrase to describe this statesman could be confidence grounded in curiosity and innovation that help build a nation. Jensen Huang is very popular right now at NVIDIA. He's a CS, quiet confidence, deliberate and humble. A sentence for Jensen could be confidence built through persistence and deep technical mastery. When leaders complement each other, like Franklin and Musk could be complemented by Oprah's mass appeal to connect with people, could bring both vision and execution. But when leaders hire their own image, blind spots multiply. And a top performer might leave your organization if they get conflicts from people who are too much like them and not complementary. Think of a hot dog, which is better with a bun and a complementary condiment or two. You don't need just one hot dog personality, but an S bun and an I mustard and perhaps a Heinz 57 ketchup to round out your seventh any stretch hot dog, right? Harvard found that replacing top performers can cost up to 400% of their annual salary due to lost productivity. You have recruitment and onboarding costs. And guess why those top performers leave? They don't feel seen. They don't feel recognized. They don't feel appreciated or safe or supported. A thought question for you. Are you building a team with personality diversity or clones with your blind spots? The same blind spots you have. The cost of low confidence. Let's get real. One of the most expensive mistakes leaders make is what? Failing to build team confidence. According to Gallup, only 30% of workers are even engaged at work. A lot of this emerges because of a lack of leadership confidence building. Now here's something wild. Another study from Harvard showed that confident leaders are perceived as more competent. So even when we aren't competent, if we're more confident, we can get more done because people will follow us. That's how powerful confidence is. So a thought question. What would it mean for your business if everyone felt 10% more confident? Imagine that your sales team, your tech staff, your front desk, more confident, more clear, more connected. It's not just feel good fluff, it's strategic. Let's think about real world confidence and those two tech titans, Wang and Musk, and break them down. Jensen Huang of NVIDIA and Elon Musk of SpaceX and Tesla, in case you don't know who he is. Most of us have to see him on the news every day, but Elon Musk brings explosive confidence and futuristic vision. He's a DI or a DC, and he pushes the edge of what's possible. Jensen Huang, he pushes the edge too, but he's quiet, thoughtful, strategic, more of a CS. He built NVIDIA into the backbone of the AI revolution without even making much noise in a leather jacket. I think of Tom, who was the Dallas Cowboys coach who led the Cowboys to lots of championships, Dr. Jack Ramsey, who led the Portland Trail Blazers to a national championship. Huang leads with steady authority and still wins championships. Both are great, these two titans, but for different reasons. A thought question. Who do you lead like, Musk or Huang? And who on your team balances you out? A good leader shows the way. A great leader knows the way and shows the way. And that starts with building confidence at work, at home, at church, and even online. One reason people don't network. What is it? It's fear. That's a lack of confidence. In my book, a study from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that 70% of people fear initiating conversations in a room full of strangers, even when they know it would benefit them. If your confidence isn't where it should be, or where you want it to be, what's it costing you? Would you recommend it to your kids that they not be confident, or to your spouse to live in self-doubt? Of course not. Then don't accept it for yourself either. A leader who builds confidence in their team, the team knows that they care. It shows that they care not just about the team, but about culture, about connection, about calling. Here's your next step. Go to beauleadershipgroup.com and request the 30-day confidence builder. It's backed by Ivy League research, and it will change your trajectory. Because leadership isn't just about getting things done. It's about doing them with velocity, speed plus direction, with purpose, with power. I look to the Bible for business wisdom, and from Exodus 18, we can read how Jethro gave Moses confidence and courage by helping him see that leadership isn't about doing everything alone by yourself. It's about empowering others. By observing Moses' exhaustion and offering wise, practical advice, Jethro encouraged Moses to select capable leaders, trust them with responsibility, which takes confidence, and create a structure that could support growth. This shift not only protected Moses from burnout, but it also scaled his impact. Just like a confident business leader who builds strong teams, delegates wisely, and creates systems that allow the organization to grow sustainably. Thanks for listening. This is Beaulaurier. Let's build leaders that people want to follow. Until next time, enjoy your new confidence superpowers.